How's it going, everybody? This is HackersCurator.com and I am Non-Demo Guy. Today we're bringing you a video on how to recreate Kate Libby or Acid Burn's backpack from the film Hackers from 1995. Stick with us, we're going to show you how this is done. So let's quickly go over what you need to make this reproduction. The first item you need to locate is the main body of the bag itself. This bag is called a quarter deployment bag, and it actually comes from a parachute called the BA-22 that was primarily used by the US military. The bag's function is to hold the main canopy and lines and allows the lines to fully deploy before the canopy itself, apparently making for a much more consistent parachute deployment and opening. They aren't exactly easy to come by used though, but if you just won the lottery, you can get a brand new one from the government supplier for the friends and family price of $950 each. For anybody interested, the part number is 57J6021. Next, we need the shoulder straps. The proper straps are called a T6 or Type 6 nylon webbing and are also commonly used in the parachuting industry. They're extremely strong, having a tensile strength of about 2,500 pounds. They're available in a wide range of colors, however the correct color is called foliage green. I got mine from a place called Ballyribbon Mills. Their customer service is excellent and I highly suggest them, however there is a minimum length. So if anyone's interested in straps, let me know. Maybe we can get a few people together and save some money. Seen here are their part numbers: 4019 foliage green 504. There are other options available if you don't want to use the original strapping. Foliage green webbing is readily available online, or you can do like our own Teen Prez and make your own. It's amazing how accurately she was able to reproduce these without having the original bag or straps. So that may be an option for folks out there who know their way around a sewing machine. Lastly, we're going to need some thread that matches the bag. I initially was undecided between the green or yellow, but decided to only use the green. So you could probably hand stitch this. However, where we're going to be running the stitch, there's multiple layers, and this is a pretty thick nylon, so it would be tough to hand sew. I am going to be using a machine. I actually own a sewing machine from the 50s. It is pretty stout. It weighs a metric ton, but if you had the right needle, you could probably run a stitch through concrete. So that's what I'm going to be using to work on this project. Before starting, it's very important if you're using a machine to ensure that your tension is correct so that you can run a decent stitch. I used a section of nylon webbing here folded over for my first stitch. A quick hint for folks out there not familiar with sewing machines: if you have looping on the top, your top thread tension is too high, and if you have looping on the bottom here, like I do, the top thread tension is too loose. A quick turn of the tensioner should resolve this issue. After pinning the flap closed and turning the bag inside out, we're ready to sew it closed. It's a bit awkward and feels kind of like performing surgery, but we run a nice stitch along the nylon edge of the closure between two existing stitches. Next, we're going to cut our straps. By our estimation, the shoulder straps are about 36 to 38 inches long. Take your time to cut the ends as squarely as possible, and then, using a lighter, quickly run the flame several times over the end to seal the edge. Lighting the end of the strap on fire is not the goal. Most people have probably seen the common method of attaching strapping to material. You essentially just sew a box and then sew an X inside that box. It ensures a nice solid connection with the material. Oh, did I mention the material is fairly heavy? I broke a needle sewing the first strap end and actually had to run to the store to pick up some more needles. Alright, well, we're almost done. All we have to do is fold these straps in half, and then just a little ways up from the top of the bag we actually sew a stitch in the edge here, and go all the way around again until we get to about the same point on the other side. I don't know why it's done that way in the film, but it is, and it's actually one of the last things that I personally figured out on this bag. And here is the finished product. Now on the film it looks like, and in the pictures that we received from Roger, you know, nothing really on the bag from the film is symmetrical. If you look, the straps, you know, this strap is way closer to this rivet or eye, and this strap is, you know, further away. I even things out. The same is true on where the strap is sewn. In fact, in the film, the strap over her left shoulder seems like it's almost maybe only sewn almost at the very top. I evened that out as well, and actually the straps being sewn in half like this actually, for whatever reason, I don't know why, make the bag sit better on your shoulders. So when I didn't have them sewn together like this, it felt like they wanted to slip off of your shoulders. But yeah, there it is. Well, here it is, your finished product. It's a faithful recreation of Kate's bag from the film. Hopefully some of this information was interesting to you and useful for anyone willing to give this project a try. HackersCurator will definitely keep our eyes out for sources of these materials, and we'll provide that information to the community. And there might even be the possibility that we can provide some recreations of this bag complete and ready to wear in the near future, though honestly at a very limited run. More information will be shared throughout social media and to our Patreon supporters. You know, speaking of Patreon, support from fans definitely helps us to be able to bring this level of information to the fans, as well as to research sources for the materials to create these recreations. Please show your support by taking a look at the various tiers we have available and help us to bring new and interesting information to you, the community, and fans like you. Thanks again. I am Nandimo Guy. Keep an eye out on the page and for more from HackersCurator.com.